Well, lads, how are we?
Not too bad, thank you. Kieran, yourself?
I'm not bad, David. Aidan, how's your weekend been? How was the game?
What game? It's the question.
Oh, hold on a minute here. We're on a Celtic fucking podcast.
Right, the Celtic game. I thought the result was quite well. Done one part of my act up, so that's decent. Fun stops, of course.
Aye. Gamble responsibly, beware.
David doesn't take that into account, no, do you, David?
David is what they call a gambling.
How's Darren Beveridge getting on?
Right, anyway,
be responsible with the beverages as well. Anyway, let's talk about Celtic.
of course.
Aye. So, game at the weekend then, Kieran, you just about managed to catch it after your work night before?
Oh, honestly, mate, I was done, man. I had to, that Friday night shift, it shouldn't have been that bad. It really shouldn't have been. It was alright, and then I actually woke up at like 2:30 for the game. I actually sat there like a bag of washing in my uncle's, sitting watching the game, and then I get back home, went to sleep, and then my next night shift was not too bad, to be fair. So.
No. Aidan, obviously there been highlights for you. Obviously,
it was. I was supposed to be playing on a on a Saturday, so.
What'd you do? Tell the coach to fuck off?
No, I didn't. No, nothing of that sort.
If Aidan's coach is watching, that's a joke for Mr. Waddle there.
Oh, he's a
I don't give a fuck, man. He's not coaching me.
He's a big nasty bastard. So I was supposed to be playing. Game got called off 15 minutes before kick-off. Kick-off is at 3 o'clock, so I had no way of getting to the game. So I just sat and watched what I could on my phone. So.
No, here, look. See, sometimes, right, we all love Celtic, right? But sometimes we've got passion and hobbies that we can't really move. Do you know what I mean? And commitments we can't really move. Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, get to the games whenever you can. You should always get to the games, right? But see, when we get things like things you actually want to do with your life, then fair enough. Like other people have got other opinions, right?
We will slightly agree to disagree.
Aye, but you're unemployed, so.
David, you're vastly unemployed.
Well,
I think Kevin Bridges.
Do you know what?
Kevin Bridges did put it the best.
Obviously,
David
don't worry about it, right? See, the ironic thing is, right? I've had a job for about a year and a half, 2 years now, right? You've only been in there about a year. And see, David's never had a job in his life. He's a guy who's just...
Well, technically,
he still has my money.
Earning come for the darts and that as well, so it keeps me tied over. I may or may not be returning to play some events again, but no cunt cares. Continue. Let's talk about it.
But just reviewing Hearts, man. How do you think the game? Well, Aidan, I trust that you've seen.
I watch Sports Scene.
Okay.
Whether people like watching Sports Scene or not, I enjoy it. It's like, it's my first. That's my prelude to Match of the Day. Everybody watches Match of the Day on a Saturday.
Aye.
Probably you, David, had a wee eye smile there, didn't you?
I used to. I don't so much anymore.
Because Gary Lineker's fucking dead. He's not actually. He's just. I don't know if he's doing it anymore. So I watched that.
And they had he makes a cameo.
They had a wee. I think it was a 2-minute segment on a certain Belgian player that we have in our ranks, which I was impressed with. Just gave me a wee bit more insight about how he was playing that day. Big pressure.
Well, do you know what, some people were actually saying about Arne Engels and how it looked like the team wasn't playing as smooth with him there. I'm a bit like that, right? Well,
I mean, I can see where they're coming from because the players just came in.
I know, but the thing is, if they're so used to a player like Matt O'Reilly, then like Matt O'Reilly and Paulo Bernardo, they've played with him for about. Well, Callum and Tati have played with O'Reilly for like the best.
I mean, the actual game in general, obviously another win, another clean sheet, so 100% record, perfect. The performance. What did you think of the overall performance?
Do you know what? I think people are actually overreacting a wee bit. I think they're. I thought Hearts played well defensively.
I just want Hearts to go down. I don't care. I just want them away. I hate them. They're the new Livy for me.
Fair enough.
Do you know how much I hated Livy?
Me. I've never liked Hearts. Like I actually said this years ago.
Wait. Let's I be cheeky last week's segment, was it no?
The segment that got lost.
The segment that got lost. It was outrageous Celtic opinions, and this is one of Kieran's It's up there with No, because it's got something to do with Hearts.
No, but leave it for later.
It's got something to do with Hearts.
Oh, he's getting very worried.
Leave it for later and we'll talk about it, right? Because I forgot we'd done that, so that's actually quite a good thing to talk about. I will get to it and I will put it out there, but just leave it for later.
Filth, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, we actually get a couple of penalty shouts to talk about. Obviously, Hearts had a penalty shout.
Never a penalty, man.
Right,
but the Hearts one wasn't a penalty. The Celtic one, we got the penalty. I think that call me blind, stop you blind. I think that's a Stonewall penalty.
Right, I'm going.
Mate, he's tackling somebody in the front row of the Jock Stein stand. Like
I'm not just saying this, right? But see what's actually happened, right?
Like he's trying to keep hold of Tim high five.
Try to whip the ball into the box, right? And he's actually stopped the ball going to, is it Ida?
I think it would have been Ida at that point.
It would have been it was Ida at the point, right? He's trying to whip up on Ida, and the guy's handballed it out the pitch to stop getting a cross and a goal scoring opportunity, right? That's a penalty. Like people are saying how similar it is to the Conor Barron thing. It's nothing like the Conor Barron one.
Right, I think obviously Hearts did a penalty claim. You're saying that wasn't a penalty. I think that's the first contentious too. So talk about that. I don't know. I think I watched a couple of replays, and firstly, it's careless for Liam Scales having his hand out. So it was like you're not putting it to stop the 46 at the bus stop. So again, why is his hand out? Why is he having a question open there? What I will say is, if you're watching it for replays, if it's come up off his shoulder, that's not a penalty. So I think that's the contentious part.
It's not a penalty. It's just no.
I think the Hearts one was a penalty. I think the one that they referred to on social media, the Hearts fans, they went to Conor Barron one, I thought that was a penalty.
I'd need to go back one more time and watch it because I can't remember it exactly, but
it was basically this carbon copy of what
I think
we got a penalty for.
Was his hands it was up there, but I'm sure that his hands were a lot more tucked in.
His hands were a lot more tucked in, but I'd still say it's a penalty.
Actually, I do remember it now. I even said at the time that's not a penalty.
I just thought it was an unnatural position because you're not putting your hands up to slide tackle somebody.
I don't know. Like, see if you put your hand back behind you, that's for balance. Maybe your fault. Maybe your forward hand. Right, okay, fair enough. But like, you need a hand behind you to get some balance. You can't go into a slide tackle just as if you're going down a fucking water slide at the time capsule.
The two really contentious things, and my new favourite player got a wee cheeky goal as well.
Luke McCowan.
Luke McCowan is slowly becoming my new favourite player.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are taking to him, and obviously we were speaking last week. These were unfortunate not to hear it. Luke McCowan, like, he's obviously coming in now as a clear kind of backup player. He's not a starter as of yet, but I think there's something about him that Rodgers likes, and with the expanded Champions League format, and when you get to that time of year where you're playing a couple of times a week and you need to rotate, Luke McCowan, we can't give a big assessment so far, but for early signs, he's doing all the right things. So how he's been happy with Luke McCowan then?
Aye. I'm happy with it. Like, at first when I seen him coming in, I was like, I did say when he was coming in he'd be a good backup option. It was never going to be a starter for me, but he's actually playing quite well. I never expected him to play that well, I'll be honest with it. And see for games like where you're coming for, I don't know, Dortmund away, and then you're coming to, I don't know who we've got after Dortmund away.
I think, see for the game, right, and it worked at Lazio away, we got an extremely hard worker on the park that day, and it ended up gaining us in good stride. Who did we play? Who was that extremely hard worker we played at Lazio away? No, last season when we won.
Charm?
Who was the wee left back?
Oh.
Was it Taylor started that one?
Taylor didn't start it.
Ball
and goalie didn't start it.
Mr.
Versatile with Celtic. He was only here for a few seasons.
Johnny Hayes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Did he start?
Johnny Hayes started against Lazio away, and the boy Johnny Hayes, whenever he did pull on a Celtic jersey, tried his hardest, to be fair to him. And I think we need players like that. We need a player who just will run straight into our train for the badge, for the
I think the way to put it about Luke McCowan, Brendan Rodgers could say jump and he would say how high.
Aye, that's a good way of putting it.
Or he would take it on and he'd say how many, like.
Fair enough. No, but
Gucci belt.
Well,
how many Gucci belts?
Aye. Just talking about the actual just game in general. How do you think Celtic really played? Like, David, I'll start with you.
I thought we were quite poor. I can't lie. Having said that, I think the reaction for some has been over the top, because after all, like, it's 5 wins out of 5 clean sheets. Yeah, it wasn't perfect.
Aye.
But actually, see, the start of the game, I actually thought we started decently. Like, we were attacking intent, to be honest with you. Like, I'm going to compare it to last season, where we'd sit back, pass it around the centre circle, as if it was a training session. We'd get frustrated that we weren't going forward. We're going forward now. That's a sign of progression. Like, the frustrating thing for a lot of fans is we're not taking our chances, whether we're refusing to shoot, which happened a lot the other day, or even that we're missing a couple of chances when Kyogo.
Aye.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the last game Celtic lost was against Hearts at Tynecastle
In the league.
I believe so, aye.
No, in general, friendlies included.
No, actually, would have been. Aye.
Aye. Unbeaten treble, question mark. That's too early to say. That's too early to say.
Well, look, exactly. Although if it's one man who can lead Celtic to an invincible season, it's Brendan Rodgers, as we fine well know.
Aye.
Invincible quadruple.
Well, Aidan, how do you actually think that? How do you feel that Celtic actually played on Saturday?
For what I saw in the highlights, didn't watch a game, of course, and it wasn't on TV.
Just your raw opinion then.
My raw opinion. Very, very slow first half, I thought. For what I seen.
It wasn't Aidan's passing, moving tempo.
I think it's because I wasn't there to spur the team on with the passing, moving tempo.
Thank God I didn't take your ticket to sit in your seat, by the way, because it always seems to happen when I take your ticket. Celtic drop points.
What was it, St Johnstone?
Just
Hearts.
A couple of others possibly as well.
That's one game I'm glad I missed it on. When your missus drags you to the Christmas markets. That was one of my best days ever, man. I fucking missed that shit. Anyway, that's last season. I think we were a bit sluggish in that first half. Second half kind of picked up the tempo a wee bit. The absolute big massive Hormoz on a certain Arnie Engels, because that big, see if you've watched the unique angle, Hearts players are shouting that big four-headed prick,
donkey,
big four-headed fat donkey, Lawrence Shankland, he's gone big pressure, and then
Craig Halkett.
I think it's Craig Halkett.
He says
10 million. Right. I think see if I was on the Engels, right, I would say I think I could buy your house and all your Waynes and family, and I would still have some fucking spare change to then punt you to Livy. Don't know why I said Livy, but you know what I mean. Just
Livy's in the Championship, so
no, fucking Stirling. I'll be then. They hate to
Shankland got a warm reception coming off. Let's just put it that way.
David, you're sitting clapping like a good boy, and then the game begins. Probably was. You love him, didn't you?
Well,
okay, he's blushing.
Did you boot or did you clap Lawrence Shankland?
Neither.
You just sat there and like
pretty much, aye, because again.
Do you know what? Do you know what? See the next time that we're at it's Champions League game, right, and you're moaning when Celtic on there booing off these players who are getting injured. I'm going to bring this up to you.
No, at the same time, I've just admired how good a player he is. Like, it's so hard, so it'd be a bit contradictory.
No, hold on a minute. You actually just have contradicted yourself because you said I don't give a fuck how good the player is when Parkhead clapped off Karim Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner. Is it a 5 or 4-time Champions League winner? So something like that anyway, right? Won multiple trophies with Real Madrid, one of the best strikers in history.
I don't think Celtic should be clapping off people like that. Like people like Karim Benzema.
Thank you.
But they should be clapping off Lawrence Shankland.
I'm not saying we should be, I'd never said for once that we should be clapping them off. You're kind of
I never said that
putting words there on there.
I'm just saying that Karim Benzema's a big wronging and we shouldn't clap him off.
Okay, but Benzema, okay, right, but
look at Modric dropped that masterclass.
No, but like my point was right.
That was utter nonsense.
David is saying that he can appreciate Shankland's talent, right? But you can't appreciate Benzema's.
No, I'm just saying from my point of view, I don't call for Karim Benzema to sign for Celtic every day. I did, and I'll be quite vocal. I did say I would have liked to have seen Shankland as one of the options that Celtic had looked at. So to then go the week after and give him Doug's abuse.
For Celtic.
But I'm not exactly judging them day that did, and I think the way Lawrence Shankland took it, he knew it was going to become like. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen it in the television or no, but obviously, if where I sit in the off stand, I seen him walking off, and you could see the smile that had in his face, knowing that he was got to get that Doug's abuse. and stick. It's all part of football. You need a bit of tension and atmosphere to football. So you do. And
no, of course.
And I'm not judging anybody who did either. I just prefer to sit in my seat, get up, clap the Celtic players when they come on. And
no, fair enough, mate. Well, sorry, I was just making sure it was running alright. No, but I'll be honest, I've got a different opinion for you for the game. I actually thought we didn't play too bad.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think a lot of people were exaggerating things. And
Greatly exaggerating, I think it was, because, see, when you were actually watching it, Hearts were defending really well. So, see that boy Taylor? He had me down his back pocket.
Big Jerry Taylor, man.
And the minute, don't get me wrong, there was a chance for Kyogo when he went through and goal when he put it wide. That should have been taken.
This is the one thing I will say. I think a few players did play poorly and did go missing. I thought Alistair Johnson was quite poor, and I thought
the front three was quite poor.
In fact, I thought Kyogo and Kuhn you'd have been forgiven for forgetting that they were in the starting 11. Both of them were missing.
To be fair, Kuhn did win as a penalty.
I think both of them were rank rotten, to be honest.
Well, Kuhn towards the end of the second half was quite good. Towards his end of the second half, sorry, because remember he did earn as a penalty as well. Don't get me wrong, but one act doesn't make a full game, right? But I get what you mean. In the first half, too many players were quiet. I think the midfield played alright. I think they were quite.
Johnson, I think with Johnson there was a couple of occasions where they passed the ball away, and there's some very slack passes there.
Well, these boys are just back for international duty as well.
No, of course, I think it's the classic. And again, this is why we should be happy that it's 5 wins out of 5, because you come back for international duty, and if things can be a bit rusty, if they've been away with their clubs. In the case of Alistair Johnson, he could be forgiven for his injury concern. I believe Taylor and Forrest, they had some quote unquote fitness concerns that they had to pull out the Scotland squad with. So it can be easily forgiven, and at the end of the day, ultimately, it's like, what would you rather? Would you rather be playing some silky soccer and joking points, or would you rather be playing not the best performance but getting the job done and remaining top of the league?
Second option.
Exactly, I think that's quite straightforward, and we got the job done ultimately. But just another player I want to talk about before we've got two to talk about, but one that I want to touch upon, Rio Hatate. He got quite a bit of a negative reaction after the game on Saturday. What did you make of that performance of Hatate? Do you think it was justified, the negative he was getting?
I can only count maybe.
So I think it was unfair.
I think I can only count one on the amount of bad performances that guy's put in.
I know, see when people are going after players like Hatate, you need to remember how good this guy actually is. He's allowed to have these half games. Don't get me wrong, you're going to be annoyed if that's a game where you've got to win. If you're 7.5 game, right, of course you're going to be annoyed, right? But there's, think of the amount of times he's actually turned up against Rangers, for example. His first ever derby, scored 2 goals first off.
I think Hatate's one of the people that are one of the players that a lot of people like to get on the back end. They won't appreciate him until he goes for 10, 15, 20 million pound to a side in England.
I really appreciate Hatate. Like me myself, I do.
No, I'm not saying you, but I think there is a lot.
Just putting it out there. I've liked Hatate since he scored that goal against Craig Gordon. Just absolutely walloped it.
I think the problem with Hatate though is it's hard for him to play with certain players. I think he's one of the players where he likes to do stuff on his own. He likes to be creative. So if he's playing next to somebody like, I'll compare him with Bernardo. I think Bernardo would be, you could, and it's too early to say, but you would get the feel of Paulo Bernardo being a better partner for Engels at times, in the sense of he can take that secondary role. But Hatate and
some
Engels,
partnerships work better, don't
they both. If he's getting to talk on the Engels, if he's getting to say on his debut,
Horny football. Sexy football.
He's got Aidan Horney in the morning.
Not in the morning, at 3 maybe. What was it? What time did the game finish? At 4:45?
I don't know. Whenever you've seen sports scene.
Whenever that time was.
No, you're talking. You're talking after dark there. We won't go there.
No, I thought Engels actually played not too bad. I thought he was trying to fit into the team the best way he could, but the team.
Your thoughts about Engels quickly going out your head once you see like Neil McCann on sports scene.
Aye. Not so sexy football.
Yeah, but I like the way he's so smooth with his passing, so is on the angles, and yeah, he's got that creativity about him. And I know a lot of people were quick to say he was a bit quiet after the derby and that, but we've got to remember, obviously, just signed about 2 days before, day and a half before. Obviously, that was his introduction, ease him in. I thought, and look, there's a case to be said if he deserved the man of the match or no. I don't know, but he was certainly one of Celtic's better players, certainly one of our best players.
No, definitely. I think the reason he's got the man of the match, obviously, is because he's scored the penalty. He scored the penalty. I think his stats were actually quite not too bad. I think I had a quick glance. So that, but I think there's one more player just to talk about. Record time. So is that the way you put it?
Record time, looks like a pig, flies in the air. It's Kasper Schmeichel.
Well, what season was it last time? Was it 1905, 1906?
100 years before, 101 years before we were born. That record.
That's insane. Like
so
119
years.
119 years ago, yeah. that record was set, and Kasper Schmeichel's just.
I think he'll break it. I think he will break it.
Who have we got next? Dundee. No, it's not Dundee. Who have we got?
St Johnstone away.
Yes.
Because we've got Falkirk this weekend.
And I'll say as well, obviously he's broke the record there, Kasper Schmeichel, but like I think the first few games, I think we can all agree it was like a holiday. He could have went to Tesco, go to shopping and came back and still not had a save to make.
Do you want to know where he would love to go? Big Tesco, Parkhead.
That's obviously
Jinky's ever been in there? Jinky's actually went like, I want to go explore. And he's just wandered down Shettleston Road and he's just went to Tesco.
I'm coming home, walking down Shettle Road.
Oh, that's a reference to Eddie Davidson. Was it New Year last year? Was it not?
No, it wasn't last year. It was the year before.
Aye, man, I enjoyed the Hogmanay period very much.
Too much.
So I do.
No, but just in general with Kasper Schmeichel, right? How do you think he's actually playing? Like,
I will say, right,
I think he's popping up in the moments he's needed.
See that save that he made against Hearts?
Quality.
What a save that is. That's more impressive than tipping it out of the bar. He just took it, man, caught it and just like that.
It's to get down that low as well.
It's not even low. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one that was going like tap bag, man. He just caught it right out there and dived. It was a diving catch. I'm like, whoa, this cunt is a fucking player.
I mean, like with Schmeichel, the first few games, I don't think you could have gave an opinion because, to put it blunt, I think he had quite an easy time of it. His first couple of games. Let's not be disrespectful, but it's the truth.
It is the truth, right? But do you know what?
But the Hearts game there the other day, I think that was the first game where he was kind of tested a bit.
Aye.
Like, he had to make a couple of saves.
He was tested a bit at Rangers because they never really popped out outside. Tested is in huge, massive inverted commas, but he had some very close quarter saves to make. He made them.
Inverted commas like the size of fucking Wolverine's claws.
Inverted commas the size of the building we're in.
and then obviously that was a point where Hearts were starting to grow into it just a little bit, and I think there was one he actually had to stop getting out of the line.
Aye.
I believe and that could have been a different story had Hearts.
I think, you know how Craig Gordon, sorry to interrupt you, but I think, to expand on your point about the getting after the line, I think he'll be this will be talked about later, but you know how Fraser Foster was in Europe for us in 1920? Oh, you know what I mean? I think he's going to be like that. I think he's just going to be this.
I fucking hope so.
I really hope so. I've always liked Kasper Schmeichel as a goalkeeper. You know, I just remember again Match of the Day's get second mention on this podcast. Watching Match of the Day at title one season, some of the saves he put off, and that's, let's just say that's prime icon moments. If you're into your AFC 20, if you're 24, 25, and like, I can't really call it his old name, but prime icon moments there.
So how can you not quote FIFA?
Because that's a huge contract dispute. Actually, so it's
it was the name of the game.
Yeah, it's an ongoing legal matter. So that's how you can.
Sports.
Stick the game. I can't wait for EA Sports. Not EA Sports. I can't wait for the new EA Sports game coming out because the soundtrack actually is a bit okay this year. I don't like some of that utter woke nonsense that's in the soundtrack, but I like the old indie tunes on it. See the old fashioned. Get the old FIFA tunes back.
The Kasabian, and obviously I sent you the Sky Sports then, the old Premier League.
Oh my God.
Prime Barclays.
We're not getting into that. We spent 2 hours.
Do you know what? I'm not even kidding. I actually think we could dedicate a full podcast to that.
That'll be a pre-season special.
I mean, we more or less did when we were on FM the other day. We spent about an hour and a half talking about it.
Half of them has something to do with Celtic as well, so we cheeky pre-season podcast for Barclays men of Celtic and Barclays men of Celtic.
Barclays heritage.
We're okay. Me and David will do it. Me and David will come in during summer if this is open, if the studio's open.
None of this just ordinary Premier League woke nonsense.
Yes, utter woke nonsense. If you've seen the photo of Sean Dyche, I think he actually said that in an interview, did you know? Utter woke nonsense.
Aye.
But VAR, something like that, something. Or XG, I think he was saying about. But besides that, I think Schmeichel's really impressed me. David, what were you saying? Sorry, I said sorry for interrupting me when we spiel there.
No, I've just got a question that's popped into my head actually. And do you think he could end up, and we love Big Joe, but do you think he could be better than Joe Hart potentially?
I think we'll get a good. I think see the way Casper Schmeichel's gone. Sorry, Keir, again for interrupting. I think that we'll have another 3 years. Hopefully 3 years. Hopefully he's here when he's 40, so he's one of Celtic's oldest keepers. I think he'd be one of Celtic's oldest players.
Sure.
I think he'll have another 3 years of him being. I think he'll decline. Obviously, age plays a huge part. I mean, not really for goalkeepers, but in football in general, sharpness goes down when you get older. Just in sports in general, I play with a few older guys. Their speed's a wee bit lacking. But if he just keeps the way he's gone, I think he's just quality. I think Brendan Rodgers said he needs quality, and I think he's got that quality in now. I think Joe, right? We all love Big Joe. I think Joe Hart's got a season ticket. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's got a free seat. You know how like Rod Stewart and Billy Connolly have got free seats.
I think he does the Paradise Win for as well. C4, oh for fuck's sake!
I make you chuck it at the nearest baldy again. You try and hit the baldies in the back of the head. I'm going to buy a Paradise Win full ticket at Wednesday. Disney.
That's smashing.
Also, that is gambling. So again, echo the thought when the fun stops. Gamble responsibly, please.
Actually, one thing I did want to say about Casper Schmeichel, because this came up a couple of times in a topic of conversation when I was watching the game. Some people are saying that his distribution's slow. But I don't think it is.
I can see where it's slow because Joe Hart was very frantic and
but
do you might know he was like a dad with a shit-filled nappy. He wanted to get rid of it so fast, and then Casper Schmeichel was just like, it's a wee ball, it's a ball in it, and then that's Dies and Mitre.
No.
I
don't actually think he's that slow, to be honest. I think the way he distributes the ball is much different.
I mean, he gave a cracking ball. I think it was either Taylor or Mitre.
It was Mitre. That's what I'm talking about. When he just chucked it, man, and Mitre ran onto it. It's a great piece of play there, and I think that'll be we'll get onto that later because that's on our agenda we have here. I think in Europe that'll be an absolute.
Maeda's pace is going to be deadly.
I think there's a player. I think there's got to be a player that's got to step up that we're not going to expect, right? And I think he did step up last year a few times. I think that'll be for later on. Sorry, kind of skipping from the start to the bottom here. I think Palmer I think he'll find his form. He's quality. He's quality, but he needs to.
Who? Sorry,
Palmer. I think Palmer has moments of quality, as you saw last season, where the goals against big goals he scored. Don't get me wrong, big goals. Motherwell springs to mind. I think that was a cross, to be fair, but it was a cross. We all know. It's like who's that scored for? Joe Newell scored right into that bag. That was a cross, I know. Anyway, I think Palmer he'll be an alright player for us in Europe. I think he needs to just find his form. He needs to find his form domestically first to get maybe a wee cheeky subs appearance here and there. But anyway.
If you've got anything else to touch upon the Hearts game before we move on, any talking points we missed it, boys?
Luke McKinnon scoring his first Celtic goal. Absolutely chuffed to the moon for him. I've fell in love with him. See, if we were all to play for Celtic, he plays with the same attitude.
Aye.
He's living everybody's dreams always. And one thing I think we missed it, James Forrest got his award for the 500 appearances as well.
Aye, a signed shirt.
A signed shirt for Brendan Rodgers.
To be fair, who wouldn't have a signed shirt for Brendan Rodgers? Come on.
A lot of the Celtics. A lot of the Celtic support, wouldn't it? Some people are still don't really forgive him for leaving midway through the season. Which
just you plenty. Just leave them be. If they don't want to accept that Brendan Rodgers is here,
I sang it when he came back,
and that he's trying to do his best for us, then let them think like that. Just let them.
Let them.
Yeah, but obviously just a wee shout out to James there with the 500 appearances. Obviously,
hot and cold. I'm hot and cold with James. A certain Katy Perry song.
Aye.
Sometimes sometimes I'm sometimes I'll give him a lot of dogs abuse under the sun. There's one player that I always give dogs abuse to because he deserves it. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into what I call him outside the podcast. But I think Jamesy, see these moments of quality. Just see that goal against Dundee last season, a must-win game where he scores 2. I was in person. I done a funny wee post in the podcast account that day where all the Celtic players were in the dugout and they looked like they were waiting on the 60 going to Parkhead for a game.
Come on, driver, can you just let us off at this William Hull, please? The traffic's too bad, we need to get to the game.
I don't know, so I see when they say no. Fucking wankers, man.
You just know it's a Rangers
fan. You know
it's a Rangers Hearts or
a
Blackburn fan or something.
Or a non-football fan.
Or even a Celtic fan that's fucking pissed to be missing the game and just wants to take it out on everybody else.
Anyway, McCown, love him. Jamesy, love him. This week question I brought up last week, which we're going to bring up this week.
I can't even remember my answer for it, so I'm just going to answer it.
So I'm going to ask it, since it was my question. I made it up while we were doing a college work as well. No college work, but we had a wee one. So I spent £144. Don't know about you, David. I spent £144 of my own money on the Champions League package, and that isn't the most expensive bit of the package. But certain people in my work who are trying to just get one-off tickets for games and all that, they were saying it was £60 a hanging, and so when they were saying that to me, it kind of made me think of this question: Are Celtic trying to, not purposely, I'm not saying this purposely, they're not doing this purposely, but are they driving at the working class supporter? Is it more a middle class thing to go watch Celtic now?
I'm going to say this, and you might not like what I've got to say. On your point there about it being £60 a game, and I think that would obviously equate to more than
what UEFA have capped it at.
Even it'd be more than the package, wouldn't it? Then if the package is
so see for your general ticket.
This will be controversial here. I don't think it's a bad decision, and I'll tell you why.
Yes,
because if you're a season ticket holder,
you should
have an incentive. So you should have a reward for being part of the for getting that Champions League package. And I say this with the greatest will in the world. Some people who are going to get these single match tickets, not everybody, because there is some Celtic fans that generally go when they can and try and get tickets all the time. But there'll be some people who will be like, oh, here's a wee bit of a glamour tie in Europe. Well, where are you when the tickets are available in general sale for Motherwell? Where are you then? So it should be more, you should be getting...
See, for the guys that are in my work, well, the guy that's in my work, he's a great man. Chris, I'll give him a wee shout out. I don't know if he listens, but if he does, we shout out for you, Chris. Was doing the close wee last night, son. You're good, great chap. He was saying he can't, well, obviously, because minimum wage we work for, so he would need to work 6 hours to afford a ticket, and he said it's just not reasonable enough, man, because I've got my car, I've got other things to pay. And I was like, you know what, fair enough, you got a pub to at least watch it. He went, I'll go to the pub and watch it. And so that's which was really the spark for this question, because I was talking to him on the week before I was talking to him when I was on shift with him, and he was talking about the prices and that, and then that just posed my question. Kieran, what's your thoughts on the question? By the way, this is for like kits as well. Like you're spending well over.
I was actually going to go into that.
Yeah. So it's not just ticket prices I'm talking about. It's the overall cost of supporting Celtic, your jerseys and all that.
Let me just say this before I say it. In my opinion, this isn't just a Celtic thing.
It's a football thing. It's a football problem. But I think
Celtic should be doing their best to no follow this.
I think if Celtic want to set the standard for Scottish football, right, I think that I think Celtic should set the standard for football. Oh, pardon you, David.
Sorry, that's
look, what I was just trying to say there was that it should be nowhere fucking near £60 for a ticket for any game.
So I'll ask you a question then, right?
Yeah, okay.
So do you think it's fair that somebody who's not get the match package should be charged the same as somebody who has? Should it not be fair that the season ticket holder gets the reward and the incentive and gets the advantage?
David, I'll counteract that, right?
Wait. No. The season ticket holder already has an advantage in the fact that they've got one. Do you know how big the waiting list is?
They've got I would say
you say the waiting list is, but it's alright thing with your reading, but I want to respond to Kieran's point there. You say the waiting list is so big, which it is, fair enough. You could argue should we expand or not, that's a different argument, but where were all these people who were on the waiting list in the 2014-15 season, 15-16 season? So I'm sorry, if you want to support, and I was there for the games, so I was like, if you, and it may not be great, but if you don't want to support Celtic through their tough times, then you shouldn't be there for the good times.
Look, there's
let me put it this way then, right? Why should they pay that money to go see Celtic playing? Bang average, not even bang average sides, just terrible sides in Scotland. The biggest competitor was Aberdeen, and they weren't that good, to be honest with you. Because
if you love your team that much and you truly love Celtic, you watch Celtic for being Celtic.
But what was Celtic actually gaining them back at the time? Because people still had things to pay, things to do, ways to look after, family to see, friends to go see. Celtic, understand your point. It's just at the same time, if these people are on the waiting list trying to get a ticket, then you can't fault them.
No, okay. If they were on the waiting list and they were, and it was through no fault their own, they were willing to go every week when they could, then that's fair enough. I'm obviously not including the people, but we both know, as well. We both know that the minute Rodgers came back. The minute he came back, the minute he came the first time, the waiting list coincidentally shot up. The amount of people trying to get tickets.
I don't even think it was Rodgers coming back. I think it was Rangers coming up.
I think it was Rangers coming up.
I think it was a combination.
I think I'll counteract that right by saying there's some people who have wains right that are kind of just football fans, like football, love playing it. Mm-hmm. That was me. I didn't really start supporting Celtic. I was a football fan first before I was a Celtic fan. Right, and I didn't really start supporting Celtic till I was 10, which seems an alright age. Right? Some people are like you, David, bred for when they're 1-2 year old supporting Celtic, but because I'm a split family, I get really just kind of muddled up in the middle ground of Celtic Rangers. So I was kind of, the joke was that I was a Partick Thistle fan because I couldn't decide whether to support Celtic or Rangers. So thankfully, I think I made the best choice. I think we all can agree that it's a better choice. By far. Do you want to know what the season ticket price was back then for an adult?
For an adult, I think it was about 400. No.
I think it was £370 for some sections, and it was £420 for other sections, or £460.
I'm not far off.
Aye, so I feel like Celtic obviously can't impact inflation or anything like that, but I feel like Celtic should. I'm not saying cut your prices down by half. I'm saying cut your prices down by about 20 even to about 30 quid, right?
Even about 20-30 quid, right?
Well, I'm talking about season tickets here.
Right? But if you go by a percentage, maybe even 15%.
15%.
So 60. What would that be coming in then?
So if you're
9 quid, something like 9-10 quid. It might not seem like a lot, but in general that will make an impact on people's lives.
Right, what I will say is you need to get the balance right, because again, as I've said, I still think that people that the individual tickets should come to more than the match package, and I still stand by that.
Okay,
I think it's a common sense thing.
It shouldn't be nowhere near that much.
Because the argument I'm sure you'll have, and this is where I agree, is, for example, early years we've had the free friendly at home, or even a Champions League qualifier.
We don't get that anymore. We didn't even get a friendly this year.
And obviously I know we went out and broke the transfer record there now, but there's been that argument over the last few years that Celtic, and I always say it, I'll say it again, we sing for the players, you play for us and we'll sing for you. Like
it's a famous tagline in this podcast.
You get your two-way relationship, so you do. Like when you're not getting anything back for the board, or you're getting little back at times, then I get why people are frustrated.
It needs to be.
A price shouldn't be the same for a League Cup game against Hibs as it is a Champions League game. It shouldn't be high. There needs to be a certain level of common sense, I think.
I don't think that there's a way to go about it, right? I think £40 should be your max for European games for general sale and packages, right? And then for domestic games, doesn't matter if it's maybe Rangers, right? I'll put Rangers in the European category because that's a massive game, right? Big massive game, watched all over the world, right? £40 for that. I'm talking about adult prices. No,
I can agree with that.
£40 for that, right? And then every other game should be 20. I don't see. I think 20 is 20 is plenty. 20. Because you know how much do you know how much you can actually get? Food, all of that. You know £20 can actually get you towards it. You know how much that can actually save?
I'd probably say you can get a week or two's worth of dinners in for that.
If you spend it in the right places.
Also in the right places.
So that's going to be that's a podcast splitting. That's a podcast splitting question.
But, well, just before we go off it as well, let me just add in my wee final bits. See as well, David, right? I'm going to just point this one out to you, right? See how so I'm not in the stadium too often anymore. I go when I can, right? I always go when I can. But how much do you actually pay every half time for a pie and bovril, whatever you get?
I try and get at the half time runs much of my kids, and my dad usually goes that. But what I will say is, I think the last time I was done, I think because there's the 4 years that go to the football, generally speaking.
How much do you generally pay?
We were a good amount. I think we were probably at least £20. I can't remember off the top of my head.
How many?
I think it was like the 40s, maybe even more than £20. Maybe getting up 20 or they get pushing up near 30.
The fuck did you get?
I'll tell you what you got to know, right? Kebab pie.
Still not tried one yet.
A sausage roll, 2 steak pies, 2 bovrils, and 2 cokes.
I'm not even got. Like I don't think I remember the last time I was in the stadium. The pies were like £3.13 or something. Something stupid price.
It certainly went up now.
Aye. Yeah, I'd imagine it's up again.
I feel like
but
the price.
No, but like bovrils and that shouldn't be that much, right? See a bovril shouldn't. Do you know how? See if you go to a shop like I don't know farm food, like do you know how the wee packets you get?
The packets.
And they cost £1 for the big ones.
Aye.
Like I'm not being funny, right? But that's all Celtic. That's all they're providing. Like it's literally just watery gravy.
But as you said, it's
£2-3
like
for that.
I get you need to turn a profit on your certain stuff, right? But
I understand that, but do you know what? Like,
we all understand that as a business at the end of the day. But
yeah,
there's making a profit and then there's getting ripped off.
I think
Celtic fans are getting ripped off with kits, especially. That's a football problem, as we said.
But
I feel like a problem Celtic should actually deal with first is the price of food. Do you know I'm like, see for what I get, right? So I go to like Smoky Trotters, that's near my bit, the wee street food bit. You know I'm £11 odd for that and a drink.
Can I just add this one wee quick point? I don't think the kits is actually obviously you've seen
it's a football problem.
I'm sure it's actually the retailer being Adidas.
Yeah,
just think about how many clubs are actually getting like Man U, Real Madrid, Celtic, Aston Villa.
We've got a wee Adidas derby in the Champions League. We've actually got a few Adidas derbies in the Champions League.
Arsenal. Is Bayern Munich one?
Bayern Munich is one, yes.
Bayern Munich's one. So like, there's quite a few of them, and they're all similar priced.
I will say,
like it's like how much is it? I'm sure I seen somewhere online that in Dublin right now it's €100 for a tap, and I'm like,
that's £80 odd.
That's £80-90, and and that's not even your badges or your name in the back of it. Like,
I know.
I should put it this way, right? I went to Germany earlier in the year, right?
For a certain shite national team.
Aye, but you know what? I enjoyed myself, mate.
Yeah, it's all about the good times.
But anyway, I went to the Allianz Arena to go to the Bayern Munich tour because I wanted to go see the stadium. Right, I've never been. I went to the wee shop to buy the tap. You've seen the tap. The tap's actually is quite nice.
None of that Allianz woke nonsense. The San Gyro, here we come.
Shut
Jesus Christ, man.
Only joking tend to film the Coatbridge area who may be listening.
What I was trying to finish is that see for my name in the Bundesliga badge, I couldn't even get the Champions League badge. Like the woman said to me, they've not got it in yet. I'm like, how? He's in the Champions League. They don't get
why, right? UEFA did a stupid thing.
The patches probably don't get delivered for ages, man.
I think the patches are the most stupid thing ever. Do you know what UEFA do? They change it every year. They do subtle design changes, so that means that last year's one's outdated and you can't use it on the new season tops. No.
Well,
do you remember DW up the fort? Right, that's just ages ago. That's just kind of well, we're not old, but it's like showing the kind of era we grew up in, right? You go to DW, right? I remember the 11-12 away top, the green one, right? One player I always think of when I hear it is see it as Key for some reason. Just always remember him that tap. Do you know for a kids kit, adults kit, the kids kit with the badges on it? Do you know it was like £70? And we're talking what 13 years ago.
That's the kit though.
That's the full kids kit, adult tap, and with the badges.
Are you including the adult tap in that or not?
Aye.
Oh,
it's £90. That was back in the day. So and that was
what was you trying to say there is with the Bayern Munich. I think did I actually tell you how much that came to that tap?
Was that not €110 you said?
No.
What? How much?
€130.
Fucking Christ, man!
For a fucking Bayern Munich tap. I'm not
gonna
lie. I was considering getting both taps at the home and away one.
Aye.
I was on your tap. I was like, I'm just gonna get the home one. Like I really like this Bayern Munich tap this year. I really like it.
To be fair, call me a mug all you want, right? But I would rather spend €100 odd or pounds on a retro tap for 30 years ago, which is in excellent condition, very few things wrong with it, rather than pay £100 to £200 on a new top. Call me a mug all you want, call me this, call me whatever you want in it, but I feel like that you'll get your money's worth merit of that with the older kits, because the older kits were built to last longer. It is a number, so maybe even that.
Do you know how much that Bayern Munich top cost me in pounds?
113.
About £110.
110, Jesus Christ.
A fucking football tap. That's like don't get me wrong. I did get my name right. So the name, what does that add on? Like 10-15 quid.
£10-15, aye, roughly.
Which for a fucking stamp, it is a glorified stamp. It's
not even like back in the day. They used to do vinyl prints. So that was your. Sorry, like I love kits. I love the old kits. I love everything else. Right, kits are my thing. I love them. They used to put vinyl, and vinyl used to last longer on kits than what this plastic stuff does now.
Aye.
So
especially after a few washes.
Back in the day, man, you could get maybe Henrik Larsson or a few of them that I saw when Juninho came to Celtic and was the new number 7, right after Larsson left. They're still usable today. There's like a number 8 Paul McStay jersey for like £100 odd, and that's like back 30 years ago, like 32 years ago, and all that. That's still.
It's a good while ago now.
It's still good condition. So I feel like if stuff like that wants to go forward, I feel like they have to kind of revert back to the old tactics.
Aye. Well,
anyway,
don't get me wrong. See if we're going to be paying this money for the kits.
Aye, we're already.
The quality's got to be up there. Like, we can't be buying.
We're about 40
McDonald's Happy Meal esque shite.
Right, I've never cared about the actual quality of the kit. Like, as long as the team's doing well in the park, what I would say is I think that money you invest into the kit should be going towards quality. Like, for example, we could be playing the McDonald's Happy Meal and winning trebles and I'd be happy. So that's how much I care about kits, as long as we're doing well on the park.
What our point is, right, see when you buy a tap, right, you want decent quality. That is what you want. You want decent quality in your taps. Sorry. No, but what were we just saying there? So, if anyone's getting any adding that wee question that we've actually spent about
a good 20 minutes on. No, about half an hour on.
No, really,
it is an important issue. But anyway,
it's something we need to talk about.
We need to do a full podcast on that because it's a big issue.
I think it's an episode.
It's a pre-season special. We'll just put it that way. That is delightful. David has just shown us he is playing Football Manager to kind of pass the time as well, which
I'm still listening to you.
His concentration is still on the podcast. He's just doing that to help himself pass time.
David,
he just beat Rangers 4-0. So well done, David.
Anyway,
clap for David.
What I was going to say there is, if he's not getting anything else to add, do you want to move on to the quiz?
Yeah, we're doing the quiz a bit early because we have a really big talking point.
Yes, literally just give me a little second. Toby.
See if that's not saved up in the next 10 seconds.
It's not saved up one.
Your Celtic.
No, I'm just swiping tab right. I've got finger right.
He's moving his laptop so I don't see.
We don't do corruption and quiz fixing on the Celtic Chronicles.
Yes, we do. We do. You geeky and the hard ones, you give me the easy ones. And vice versa. I always get the easy ones.
David, is that the same quiz for last week at all? Is it different? Right. I'm going to give everybody some context here, right? So
I got Villa and Kieran get Blackpool.
So Celtic players who had played for both Celtic and Aston Villa, Aidan got, and I get Blackpool. Don't get me wrong, I done better with Blackpool than Aidan done with Aston Villa. But Jesus Christ, like David said that it was randomised. Just pick a team.
Pick teams that have something to do with Celtic at least either this season or the season before.
I like the random aspect to it though, and as I say, I showed Kieran that how I picked it.
He proved that
it was random. He proved it was random.
But even like, how many did I remember I got quite a few, to be fair. I did get a few, and I think I got, what, is it 7 or 8 players I got?
Aye. Do you know what, right, this week you have both got 7 players for each of them, so it's the same amount of players, I'm pleased to say.
Right, so it's easier to work out the percentage of who's winning, who's not. Right, that's...
Is anybody wanting to go first?
You want to go first since I went first last week, even though you didn't hear that?
I'll go first this week.
Go first.
Right,
I'll get a bit of fucking luck.
Right, you've got players to have played for Celtic and Barnsley, so you have, so let me get the...
No. Who's Aidan got a minute? Hold on a minute here. Who's Aidan got? Before I move on, who the fuck's Aidan got?
I can't tell him because I've been giving him more time to think.
For fuck's sake.
So...
Can you at least show me?
No, not really.
Take a picture of the name of the team or something and show me.
But no, I can't show you, sorry.
How can you show me?
Integrity. Right, let's move on. You get 2.5 minutes.
Fucking
so you
Barnsley? I don't even know. Oh,
I know a few. I can name a few after that.
Right, okay.
Right, right. So you get 2.5 minutes again, obviously.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm fucking off.
Right.
Have to be.
3, 2, 1, go.
Right, okay. Is Chris Sutton there?
Chris Sutton is not there. No.
Alan Thompson?
No.
John Hartson?
No.
I'm just going to go with that.
But I would give you a think very obscure, like
Marvin Comper?
No.
The king of obscurity, but
Bio?
No, Watford?
No, I don't know, but he'd been all over the place. Kolo Toure?
No, I'll give you a clue for one of them. One of them was Celtic's youngest scorer and scored on Flag Day. Is it no Flag Day? Trophy Day 2015-16 against Motherwell.
Youngest ever scorer for Celtic, guesses.
Oh fuck!
He was number 99, number 76.
No, he scored in a 7-0 win over Motherwell in the 2015-16 final
Correct
day
me if I'm
season.
wrong, David. It was his first touch of Celtic player.
Boys, I'm not even going to lie. I've had a stinker here.
You've got roughly a minute 30 left.
One of them's also an Irishman that we signed during about the same time as Jeremy Frimpong, who we had high hopes for. We signed him from Bolton. No.
Same time as Frank.
Shane Duffy?
No.
Oh, fuck off.
He came in the same season. He was at also the same position as Frimpong. He was actually brought in as a backup to lose. No. Backup or?
See, things I can't remember. No, he wouldn't.
Backup. No, he was a backup to.
Anyway. Barnsley, man.
But
Lee Griffiths?
No.
No, I'm not meaning that funny.
No.
You've got a minute left.
Fuck me, I'm not going to
right, alright, one of them's a right back. No, like it's no Lustig that, obviously. It's one of the ones that would say, actually, I can be mentioning them all night. One of your kind of more obscure ones without being completely obscure.
If you did really
take, I'm actually lost.
If you know your obscurity.
If you know your obscurity.
I know obscurity, but fuck me, man. Oliver Abelgard, I don't know. Playing for fucking Barnes, I really don't know.
I'm an absolute mare here.
An absolute nightmare.
Youngest ever score. It's no Katie, is it?
No. He did score that game though. you've got 15 seconds. Just get something.
Mickey Johnson.
Right, to avoid your embarrassment, no, one of them had the name Perry in his nickname.
Perry in his nickname? Mate, I'm gone.
Right,
Well, see,
Right, your time's up. Your time's
do
up.
you know what? I'm sorry, right? I've been part of fucking Blackpool and Barnes.
Right,
Can I name a few?
I'm
It's
going to give
Jack Aitchison,
Yep.
Leo Connor, sorry, no Lee Connor.
Leo Connor was not on the list, although I must say that.
I wouldn't have got that anyway.
Aye, but there was an Irishman on the list. Jack Aitchison,
Luca Connor, yes.
Colin Healy, Sadie Yanko, Paddy McCourt, which is the one you should have.
Don't sell McCourt. Paddy McCourt.
When I gave you the nickname there, Jim O'Brien and Andy Payton. Right,
Mate, I'm not even gonna lie. I would have got.
What team have that been
all the
part
names
to, David?
proven.
you've got old Cardiff City, so you have.
Are you actually taking the fucking mick?
I showed you how you done it. Like I did ask you.
Are you
who wanted
taking
to
the
go first
fucking
and who
piss?
wanted to
No,
go
hold on a
second.
minute here. I've been stuck with Blackpool and fucking Barnsley, and this kid's getting Man U in Cardiff.
No, it was Aston Villa in Cardiff.
I can only name one for fucking Cardiff.
Right, 2.5 minutes goes now.
Bollocks, man.
David Turnbull. Joe Ledley. It's pretty much all. I've won anyway, but we'll just go for the laugh at it. Oof. Celtic players that play for Gary Hooper, maybe?
No, not in the list.
Not in the list. I'm just think maybe John Hartson.
Not in the list either.
Just thinking of Welsh Celtic players. Darnell Day maybe. Done his round in the Championship, didn't he? No, that's Wales, isn't it?
No, Darnell Day isn't out there either. I want to give you clues, but at the same time, Kieran will kill his game of death there.
You gave Kieran a clue. Actually, 2 clues.
I got a clue, but I'm not gonna lie. I'd have got fuck all of them. I had
One of them
chance.
represented both sides of Glasgow.
Kenny Miller.
For fuck's sake.
I don't really think him as a Celtic player. I think him as a Rangers player, but sure you should do well when we grew up.
Aye.
So I've got 3 so far.
Mhm.
Oh fuck! How many have got?
What?
Gary Caldwell maybe.
Not in my list either. Although there is a centre back, and he did play for Celtic last season.
Nat Phillips.
Mhm.
So that's my 2 clues away. So I've got 4. How long have I got left, David?
48 seconds.
48 seconds, right. Well, 40 now, roughly. Who the fuck?
But I'll give you another clue just because it mug off Kieran.
You don't. Yeah, don't mug him off. He's a podcast master this week.
Definitely fucked yourself, David. He actually does me every time on these fucking quizzes. See as long as it's no fucking a squad list, I'm fucked. Generally with his fucking selections.
You're scudded. Oh shit.
If only you chose to go second.
Sadie Yanko.
No, Sadie Yanko's not there. Well, I think.
Tyler Blackett.
No, he's not there. Right, the list you had was Marshall, Ledley, Casper Schmeichel, Kenny Miller, Craig Bellamy.
Casper Schmeichel played for Cardiff on loan, didn't he? And so did Marshall. Marshall played for him permanently, but
Yeah, David, I've got a quick fucking question.
fucking
Just
goalkeepers,
for the
man.
benefit, for the avoidance of doubt, I'll put in the laptop.
Okay. But it's only 2 questions. There's only 2 players here, so
Yes.
right. Name 2 players who played for Celtic in Huddersfield.
Adam Moy.
I felt
He's fucking done.
And then other one, is there a clue here?
I think I can guess who the other one is.
he played for Celtic between 1979 and 1987. Adam Moy was the obvious one.
So he was here for a long time.
That's a good one. I can't say I'm well versed here, I think.
Okay, I'll get he's got the same second name as a guy called Paul. No matter.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know who it is now.
Yep.
Aye, that's who I know it is.
Obviously,
His brother,
I think so.
I think he's his brother. He's his brother, his cousin.
Obviously McStayden in it, but First name.
What's his name?
He's got the word McStay, but I just take that as Paul McStay, so I could. So.
Johnny McStay, his brother or something like that.
Jimmy.
Gordon. Jim McStay.
Oh, Jim McStay's
right. I'm just going to tell you, it's Willie McStay. Film like the Aaron Moy one was the obvious one. That was the.
You wouldn't get Willie McStay if you see once you said the 70s to 87. I was like, it's a McStay.
Aye.
But it's no Paul because Paul's one club man, so my guess would have been Willie. So,
right. Anyway,
what we're all here for? What we actually all are here for? The big UEFA Shampoo preview. So, what do you think?
The UEFA Champions League.
The champions. They've changed the anthem to fucking no change.
Let's bring out the line.
Yeah, imagine UEFA go Metallica to do a cover.
Oh, big class. I'm actually wearing a Metallica t-shirt. That's why these probably got the inspiration.
So funny. No, I'd pick between bands. Could have went with Metallica. Go.
Anyway, showing David a few wee tricks of the business.
Who else you got to get?
Fuck it, just get Def Leppard today, man.
Just get fucking Black Sabbath in.
They're all fucking 85-year-old, mate. Ozzy Osbourne's leans way out. It's like they're going to get Ozzy Osbourne going champions. Sharon, give me champions.
They're living in LA now, aren't they?
No, they're back in the UK. So no hard one to source. That's how he was in the Villa advert and all that. And
right, anyway, let's enough talking about these bands.
Let's talk about.
Speaking of Villa, Celtic have been drawn against Aston Villa, Dinamo Zagreb, Young Boys at Atlanta, Slovan Bratislava. Whisper. I said Dortmund, didn't I? No, Dortmund in the last team in Leipzig at home. We've got two German teams, we've got one English team, we've got one Italian team,
a Belgian team,
a Swiss team,
and a Croat team, and we've where's Bratislava for Hungary? Slovakia. So we've got a healthy amount of varied opposition there. What's your thoughts on the draw? We didn't really get to put our thoughts on the draw because that was last week, but now your thoughts on the draw, boys.
The Pope was the fucking supercomputer, mate.
He definitely was.
I'm not as cheery as Kieran here.
Giving PSG the hardest draw, which is the furthest thing from utter woke nonsense, I would say.
I think that the home games, if Celtic play well and we've got a fully fit team,
I think we can get 12 points at home.
You represent a chance to get some home points. I don't like saying this, but I've half written off the away games already. I think the away games are quite tough.
I think the two ones that I'm kind of not writing off, but I'm kind of really going in with like short hopes is when we're going to Italy and we're going to Germany. That's the only two that I've kind of wrote off. The other two is Bern and we get Young Boys at home, haven't we? So it's Croatia and Birmingham. I think we can maybe get something for Villa, maybe, but we'll see how we're playing at the time.
I think Villa was the toughest team we could have got for that part.
Aye.
But at the same time, the argument that people use is
you want to play the hardest teams.
Not even that. We usually they were against English sides, generally speaking, early years, and that represents a chance for us to do well.
Like Blackburn and all that. People say that we never had a chance against Blackburn. We'll see how that same against Liverpool in the same run. Done well. Man United, we've had an alright record against. I think all our records against English teams since 2000 is all equal. I think we've got six wins, 6 draws and 6 losses. Christ. The last time we played an English team was Manchester City, not just any Manchester City. 115 charge Pep Guardiola Manchester City. So does that mean we get awarded wins in the Champions League? Wee bit of backdated bunny.
A couple of nights out to catch up with.
Yep.
But I don't know. I don't go into these European campaigns with too much optimism. Obviously, the end of the transfer window we had, getting the centre back in, the left back, and the fact that we've got Casper in goals, that gives you a little bit more optimism. I don't think we've got a firing striker right now, which would be a concern.
But we've not really went into the Champions League with a foreign striker before.
I think you need somebody who can.
Well,
score.
Dembele wasn't really a firing striker. Griffiths was injured, but he's inconsistent at best.
I know.
Well, at that point he was very inconsistent. Edward maybe didn't even get a pop at the Champions League at Celtic. Europa League player. Where? Without the Y. What a player! What a player he was. So I feel like that's kind of just start of season stuff. Mm-hmm. But we've got till January for the Champions League. So European football after Valentine's Day, boys. What you saying? Just what you're seeing. What's in front of you?
I don't know.
I'm saying there's a high. Not a high chance.
This is the best chance Celtic have had in a long time.
If I was a betting man, which I am, and we all are, I would say Celtic go through. I'm not saying tap A, I'm not saying we're getting straight through to round of 16, but Liam Skills is optimistic, and if Liam Skills is optimistic, I'm optimistic, and I'm saying that we get through to the knockouts.
I'm not optimistic about Liam Skills.
That's for next podcast. I was going.
No, but like it must be said in the Champions League, and look, we're strengthened a bit. But I would have said we were one of the weakest teams out of the 30 odd teams in the Champions League, and have no qualms in saying that.
No,
our record in Europe,
the weakest team in pot 3.
Our record in Europe early years has been nothing short of atrocious in recent years. So as in Champions League and no Champions League, Bodo Glimt, Cluj qualifiers.
Aye.
So there is a point.
Faros in qualifying.
Exactly. So there's a point that's there to be said that
I think.
And look, this kind of ties in with his previewing the Slovan Bratislava game as well. With all due respect, the easiest team on paper you could have got, but having said that, we can't take them.
It's still not an easy.
I will say, the only time that we could have got easier draw. See if we never get Villa, I think we would have the easiest draw in the Champions League. By far.
But then you're still having to play Champions League finalists at the Signal Iduna Park.
And
you need to play the
Europa League winners away.
Europa League winners away as well. Look, you've got Bruges at home, which I don't think that's a guaranteed win for Celtic.
I think it's a hard game. It's a hard game. So there's no easy games in Champions League, but I feel like the way that we go forward with this is that we just go in, don't underestimate our opponents, but we just
but try and believe in ourselves.
We just believe in ourselves, believe in our game.
Aye.
Don't underestimate. Just play every game like we're going to be playing Dortmund. See if we just. No, I'm not saying sit back 90 minutes, get a wee cheeky break or anything like that Lenny used to do. Lenny's worked right, because Lenny had always got hard teams in Europe. But play our football, be confident in our football, and I'm pretty sure our football will do the talking on the park, to quote a certain Scott Brown.
I don't know, it depends, like, because again, I don't want to do the predicted lineups and that the new. Obviously I don't want to get into away, but there's certain players who you think aren't going to get dropped for new signings, so there's a hint already. Aye. Do I have confidence that the players won't slip up and make a mistake? No.
But I feel like if you were going to change something, if the Broadchus want to make a statement, I feel like this is the only game. Maybe the next two games that we have, right? That's the other games for a different podcast later on in the week. But I feel like I think if he's going to, I'm not going to say my predicted 11, but if he's going to bring in Trusty, I think this is the game that he's going to need to bring him in.
Right, the weekend there?
No, this one right now. I think if Rog is wanting his Gucci belt, diamond plated, and all that shenanigans, I feel like just the best thing for him today is just go with it. Like, if he feels Trusty's the one to come in for Bratislava, bring him in. But Bratislava's not been on the best run of form this season at all, have they, boys?
No, I think
beaten 5-0 at home.
They was 5-0, and then I think they came through their last game, I believe.
Yeah, I think they won 5-0 against a second division Slovak side, so not the best quality. But
no, I mean,
that confidence can play a big role in a team.
What you could say with Bratislava is, again, like many other teams, like they've had to come through the qualifiers, they've earned their rightful spot here. I'm just going to take a wee look and see if I can see the the teams that they've came past, if I can.
Was it 8 qualifiers or something that we get mentioned to that they went through or something like that?
Potentially, I would need to go take a little look. They came through Michelin, so they did in their playoff, which again that can be a tough game. Another team at Celtic have lost to qualifying before. They came through
an entirely different Celtic team, but Celtic nonetheless.
I'm not even going to try and butcher that. They came through a team in the second qualifying round. That one looked quite straightforward for them, and they came through Apoel,
which usually a Champions League outfit. So they've beaten quality to get here. So let's not sit here and treat them. Yeah, so let's not sit here and treat them like if they're some Diddy team, right? But
at the same time, this is, and I say this with all due respect,
this is the time for Celtic to make a statement.
And obviously, again,
as I said,
gamble responsibly. The odds show Celtic to be
big favourites,
clear favourites,
big favourites.
And even for somebody like me who never goes into these European games with faith and confidence, this is the one game where I'll say that, if, with all due respect, if Celtic are going to get a European win or going to do well in this European campaign, they need to be beating Slovan Bratislava, ideally by a few goals. But you take a win.
If the win's wrapped up at half time, get the goal difference up, because goal difference means a lot in this league table now, because there's no head to head anymore. So say that it goes down to us and Dortmund, right? Us and Dortmund for 8th place or something. This is all hypothetical, as per, don't say we're going for 8th place, but it comes to us and Dortmund and we have a better goal difference than Dortmund, we go through. Doesn't matter if Dortmund have beat us, then
head to head doesn't come into it now, does it?
I don't think it does, but in certain simulation football games that we play, it does for some weird reason. But I feel like with Celtic, we need to be humble but confident, if you get me.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, the Bratislava game, and I don't want to be overreactionary, but again, with it being that game you need to win, I think if Celtic don't beat Bratislava, then my confidence would be pretty much none about us getting into this playoff round. I think that's the game we need to be winning, making a good start, and having them at home in the opening game. Of course, it's his own sort of pressure, but if these players want to prove to people like myself who have watched us get pummeled in Europe early years and
that, since 2016, how many successful European campaigns have we had?
Exactly.
Next to zero.
And what I think it depends what you define as successful, to be honest. We all have different definitions.
I think the closest we've came to a successful European campaign was that 1920.
I think we had a good couple of Europa League campaigns, but even the one
that's Europa League, that's different. That's a whole different kettle of fish.
Well, 1920 was Europa League.
That was probably one of the best campaigns that I've saw Celtic.
And then even the Rodgers one where we got through our group, there was times where we never looked brilliant. We had to scrape through Rosenberg as well.
See, if we can win dirty in Europe, if we completely can win dirty in Europe, that's going to do us in big stead for big games. And say that we get a cheeky result at the Signal Iduna Park, right, which is next to zero, we're getting a result there, right? If we get a result, I will genuinely do some mental things in the town centre. What I mean by that is that I will go to Spoons and I'll start buying people rounds, like just random people rounds. David, you will be included, don't you worry yourself.
Thank you. He's invite everybody, if Celtic they win at the Signal Iduna Park the following Friday or Saturday. If you're listening to Celtic Chronicles, make sure you're at the Counting House. We'll be at the
Counting House. We actually won't, like, this is a disclaimer, we won't be at the Counting House in the town. Just
in case something turns up and they're like, where's my round?
Where's your round? Aye, fuck off. But I put in the wee group chat we all have for the podcast, just for dates and stuff like that, for us to sort, I went, are we going out if we beat Slovan Bratislava? And I think it was all unanimous that we all said we're going out if we beat Slovan Bratislava.
I just thought it was fucking common sense.
It's common sense at this point. But I'm not being too confident. I just want to enjoy the Champions League. I just want to enjoy it.
I think it's hard.
It's like Neil Warnock, enjoy it. Enjoy it by being disciplined.
It's hard to enjoy it all when...
It is, aye.
Like, I would enjoy it a lot more if we were winning games, but I go into the game tomorrow with a cautious sense of hope. So I do. And look, you can only beat what's in front of you. If we beat Slovan Bratislava, get the 3 points, then you can work your way for there.
I feel like it's not job done. There's no job done in a European game, so we need to. I've seen us lose against Malmo. I've seen us lose against teams that we should be beating. But here's the thing: that was when we were too overconfident. We should have beat Ajax at home, but in the Europa League, that was when we were too overconfident as well. But I feel like we should. This is what we should do. It's not what we're going to do. We should just.
Copenhagen as well, obviously.
Copenhagen. Oh my fucking! I'm going to kill myself now, man. That was a depressing result. That I've never felt so down after a football game. But aye. You want to get on to year 11, David? Do you want to go first?
Unless Kieran's got anything to add, obviously.
You want to get in there? You just want to echo. You just got to echo our points. We're just saying that we should be humble enough and just play our game and see where it takes us. Deep in thought, Mr. Ward, aren't you?
I'm glad you bring the mic closer for this one.
This is why he's bringing the mic closer. He's
going to give us a bit of ASMR.
Kieran's got a wee bit of advantage towards me and David, because he's got a mic arm and everything where he can bring it closer, but we have to like lift it and all that. So that's what the sounds are.
Nah, sure.
Ooh, big fancy man.
Right, anyway, what I was going to say, right? I'm probably, see, when it comes to Celtic fans, I'm probably one of the most optimistic, you could say.
Here.
No, wait.
No, I'm optimistic,
but I'm one of the most optimistic Celtic fans you'll ever meet, right?
Don't say 10-0.
I'm not going to say 10-0. That'll fucking beat my...
I think we should rotate the team and Scott Bain should start.
Sinner should start.
No,
he should start.
I don't think Trusty, Bally... I don't think any of the two should get a sniff.
So is this moving on to our team selections?
No.
Well, I'm
not moving on to the team
selection. Save it if it's a bit.
It's not to do with that. It's just a general.
He's just making a point.
Right.
They shouldn't get anyone near. Leave it to Falkirk. Anyway, if Celtic go out and play their game, we will beat this team. If we go out and play the way Rodgers wants us to play, and we should have confidence. We're at Parkhead against a fucking Slovakian side that's getting beat 5-0 half a team's mid-league. Like, I don't want to sound too cocky and arrogant, because the last time that we done that, right, and
yes.
I done that, we get beat 3-1 half a Bodo Glimt.
So what I will say
6-2
for
aggregate.
Any reviewers who do not take an interest in the Slovakian league, which I doubt is anybody, that's the equivalent of Celtic getting beat 5-0 half a Motherwell. We'll just say Motherwell for a wee mid-table team. A mid-table team in Scotland. That's the equivalent of us getting beat 4-5-0 half them.
St Mirren
or something like that. At home at Celtic Park.
You wouldn't even expect that half a Rangers. Like,
aye.
I think it's only happened about really once that I can remember. Obviously, in the COVID season, but like that never happens to Celtic.
It wasn't even a 5. It was 4. Not even good enough to get 5 goals against that team. Shite.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is I don't go in too cocky, right? But you've got to have the confidence to go in and do these things.
Of course, we should have confidence, and every good run got to start somewhere. But again, obviously, the teams legend Copenhagen, Bodo Glimt, Malmo.
How many of the players in that squad?
Rosenborg.
No.
How many of the players?
Wait. How many of the players in that squad are in tomorrow's squad?
2.
Forrest, McGregor,
and Taylor.
Bain, technically.
Bain and Taylor. Bain's not got to play. Taylor's got to play. Taylor didn't play Copenhagen.
So how many of them are going to play? 3.
I'd say about
Taylor
2.
Taylor probably, but I think that could be a weak link, and that's always a feeling I have for these big games.
But I feel like this is when. No, this game in particular, but I feel like soon, right? This is getting into. This is Europe as well. I feel like soon we need to get into signings, at least a fucking run it, because I feel like if we don't get these players sharp, or even sharp-ish, if they're sharp-ish, then they can play, right? But see like putting a fucking 6 million, 5 million for Trusty, putting 5 million players on the bench and bringing this young prospect in for Barcelona, which everybody is excited about, right? And I will say the general consensus is people are excited about him. they're not getting game. Why are they not getting game time against Hibs in the cup?
And I think again, this is
like, see, your cup games. That's where you should be getting your new signings. And
no, because last year we went out the cup and they wanted to make sure that they didn't have a game.
But again, like, is he going out the cup? Like,
well, no, at the cup in the first round, so he's done better than last season already.
If we went out the cup, and again, I'll argue with him doing this, I would walk away and I'd be like, it's happened.
Nobody cares about the League Cup that much. The only time you care about the League Cup is when it gets to quarter-finals, semi-finals.
That's the game you'd rather rotate, if any. What I will say is, obviously, a lot of...
No underestimate Falkirk, because Falkirk could have a good team.
This is the thing we think with the two sidings, and I don't want to go into a depth when we're not, and it's getting away a team. What I will say is...
Rodgers doesn't have faith. I don't think he has faith in them.
See the new signings. Like... I think it's a dilemma because Taylor and Scales, although there's been the odd faulty moment here, they've not actually had a bad game. They've been solid, so they have. So I think it's quite tough. So it is to drop them.
Aye.
When they've been actually doing quite well. I think he's waiting for that mistake. The problem is, what happens if that mistake comes tomorrow night?
I know.
Then that fucks you.
And then what you doing? Are you starting Trusty in Valley for a few games, or what are you doing?
I don't.
Right, I'm no doubting the manager. The manager knows if you've seen Inside Dardo, the manager knows he knows what he's fucking doing. He knows what he's doing. He's a top manager. He's one of the best British coaches to ever be produced out of the UK and Ireland. He's one of the best Irish coaches ever. Right, so. He knows what he's doing. He's managed at the top level. He's managed at Liverpool. He's managed at Leicester. He's won things at their clubs. He's won trophies basically nearly everywhere he's went, bar Reading. He won the playoffs at Swansea, so it technically counts as a trophy. So he's won there. He's the only place he hasn't won is Reading. That was his first job, right? So the manager knows how to win. But
did he win in Liverpool?
He won the League Cup with Liverpool. I'm sure either the League or the FA Cup. One of the two.
I think it was the FA Cup.
I think it was the League Cup. Actually, no thinking about it. 2012. Is that Dalglish maybe?
No, I don't think Rodgers did win it in at Liverpool. Might be wrong, but
anyway, my point is that he was playing winning football. He should have won the league, but a certain Slippy G fucked that for him. But enough about that. I think we've all rabbited on about how that we want the team to do in Europe. I think we've all put our points across. I don't want to expand even more on it. That might come for another Champions League preview. It might come for another big game preview. So what else do we need to do? Just
and no, he did not win anything at Liverpool. So
right, so aye. But you get my point. He's one
of the best managers in this island. Aye.
Yes, one of the best managers this side. This part of Europe's ever produced.
Yeah, I think we just need to give our teams and score predictions now, lads.
I'm not doing a fucking score prediction, man. It's too dodgy for Europe. I'll flat out say 2-0. We'll just get the score predictions done, then we'll just get the teams, because my team's
7-0.
I've put Celtic -1, so that's how I'm saying 2.
But,
you cheeky fiver. 5.3 bet.
3-1. I think
you did say 3-1 earlier, so it's good that you're doubling down.
I think they'll come out, they'll score like in the first 10-15 minutes, and I think Celtic will get the finger out. I think that's what will happen.
I think it'll be the opposite, to be fair, Kane. I think we'll just get an early goal, and then it'll be a wee bit of a struggle going into the second half. Then we'll get that second, and then if we're building the goal difference, got 1-2-0 in the Champions League. And here's the thing: the money coming in if we win the Champions League is a wee bit more than it was last season. So
well, there's more games in,
more money. So there's financial reward for winning the Champions League. So hopefully that can be.
What were you saying?
Negative Norman hat on. 2-1-2 Celtic.
Oi,
but I'm saying this with a lot. I don't have 100% faith when they come through and win this. I have the worry in the back of my head. I think Celtic could go 2-0 up.
You're not a negative Norman, David. You're just pessimistic.
Cautious. Very cautious.
Cautious,
boring.
Says the guy who plays very attacking football in FM all the time.
Aye, but
I'm very cautious.
I know.
Aye. Two different realities there, but
one's not a reality.
Aye.
Well, anyway,
but 2-1 Celtic. I think it could be one of the ones where we need to hang on, but
yes.
I just think we'll get the job done.
It will be a hard game.
Can I just say this?
No disputing that. It'll be a hard game.
What happens if say go out and pump this mob?
let's just say that later on in the week our podcast cancelled because we're all fucking pissed and hungover.
Apologies, Thursday's Falkirk preview cannot be recorded.
If we go out and win by 3 goals or more, I'll buy the first round.
We'll need to do the podcast with somebody's gaffer out in the cover sitting somewhere. Hi guys.
Fucking live podcast for the Prince Charles.
We're sitting hanging out early analysis here.
Well, boys, I think we're going to win 16-0 against Falkirk and all that stuff. Anyway, do you mind if I go?
Do
you mind if I go first when we're starting 11?
Go ahead.
I think we'll just go unchanged. I think we'll just go same 11 at the start of the weekend. Engels, hopefully he can find a. He was good. We all did echo that. It was good. But I feel this is the game where he will step up. Ellsberg did score some important goals for them last season. Rodgers is. I think they said that on Sports Scene. I don't know if any of you saw the clip, but I know it was doing the rounds on Twitter. That's very. I saw it again. Just to echo the point. But they were saying, I think it was him that was saying at a press conference or whatnot. Just paraphrasing here, but he went. Rodgers was saying that he wants to change him into a goal scoring midfielder. So maybe at Augsburg he was maybe more of a deep lying player that kind of contributed by controlling the game that way. But I feel like this is where Celtic put that. I think this is where Arne Engels makes his stamp on Celtic, stamp on the culture, ultimately wins over all the fans, show the fans why that record fee was absolutely demolished to bring him in. I know it's 2 million. 2 million is a lot for Scotland, if anybody outside of Scotland's tuning in somehow. But I feel like we're doing unchanged.
I mean, we've had a few tuning from outside of Scotland. Well, Andy Rojas supporters.
Yes,
I don't know where they all came from.
Prime summer links, by the way. Prime summertime transfer talk. Anyway, Kieran, yes, actually, do you mind if I go to Kieran first, or do you want to go first? I'll go to Kieran, since you're there. You agree with me, or are you taking some?
Should we go back 4? Don't need to say anything else about that.
Unchanged?
Aye.
Just unchanged?
No, the whole
So
squad.
unchanged back line?
No, the whole squad.
Unchanged back line?
Unchanged back line in midfield.
Yes.
Like that I'll just stay the same for now. Until Trusty and Bally come in and maybe prove me wrong a bit.
So who's your change for that front three?
He's going to look at me funny here.
Are you saying the big and sexy £9.5 million striker? Respect it. Respect the boldness. I love him.
No, baby.
Oh, he's got something else to say. VAR check. Oh, you bastard. Oh, my knee. I tried to turn around to see Kieran. Oh, my knee. Where's my stick? Give my stick, you prick. Oh, on you go.
Then can you have a stick?
Oh, my knee.
Anyway, Kuhn out.
Oh,
Maeda on the right. David's looking at me so excited.
Mikey Johnson the left. Oh,
James Forrest on the left.
BBL James.
You've got to fucking respect it.
No, I'm going to just justify it quickly. Right? Originally, I was thinking Palmer, but no, he's not earning it.
He's not there yet. He's not
earning it domestically.
We know he can perform at the European level. Done it last time, scored big goals for us. Feyenoord and Atletico Madrid spring to mind immediately. Great performances in Europe, I'd say, last season for Palmer, but he's not earned it domestically, so I get where it come from.
So I'm saying Jamesy because David's got a big massive grin in his face, man. I love it.
Jamesy.
I think
BBL
Jamesy in his European games is going to be good. He's got the experience there, and that's what we need in the park. You know, he's having a good season, but I don't want to start him this game. I really don't.
I know it's too early to say. Outside shout for player of the year, Kun? Outside shout? So far?
Okay, we've just talked about dropping them. Now we're talking about player of the year for them.
No, but I'm still going with Hatab.
He has started really well. To be fair,
I'm saying outside shout though.
So the Palmer.
My prediction at the start of the season was Kyogo. Fucking wake up, wee man, wake up.
Wake me up
before you go.
Who needs Eddie when you've got Kyogo?
Don't you dare finish that.
I love them both.
I'm let me
right, enough of that jargon. So you've went with Forrest, and Forrest, Maida and Ida up top.
Aye.
Right. Boldness, love it. David,
right.
unchanged, are you changing it?
Good question, we'll soon see. Schmeichel on goals, obviously.
Same back four?
Johnson, Carter, Vickers.
Oh no.
Struggling a bit here.
They're struggling.
Ideally, I would like to see Trusty and Villian. I would with my thoughts.
So you're kind of echoing the point I was trying to make during the preview.
At the same time,
yes.
Would it be sensible to throw them into a Champions League game when they've not played for Celtic yet? And do I think they'll get put in? No. So begrudgingly, Scales and Taylor.
Yes.
I'm going with
Midfield
unchanged.
Question mark.
The captain will be in there, obviously.
Yes. Of course.
I would keep Engels in there.
Of course, just scored. Confidence high.
And I have seen a couple of people have the debate about Hatate or Bernardo. So I have.
It's a 50-50 shout for me.
For me, I'm saying Hatate. So I'm Bernardo and McCowan. I would think they two would get on at some point. You would think.
I would. Even if McGregor
Hatate has another
even if
he's got to get hooked.
Yeah, he's got to get at least some consequences for how he's playing. I feel like might be an very very outside shout here. We've had a few outside shouts here, especially with Ida up top and James Forrest. I'm
staying with Hatate though. I think you play your
maybe
best
McCowan coming.
games.
Maybe McCowan coming on as a sub for McGregor. Playing that deeper role or no?
Never.
Right.
I'm not going to go into that depth. But never say never.
Right, your front three.
Maeda. I'm going to join Kieran's camp because he's went before. If we're going to get the James Forrest love going, I think Kuhn was quite quiet the other day, so he was. So I'm going to go with Forrest. I don't think he will though. And for me, I would go with Adomida, but again, I feel that's a toss of coin what the manager will go with.
So you two went with the same starting 11?
Yeah, I like Keogh going. How many times have we been on this podcast trying to make a justification for him starting games?
We all love Keogh.
I think you spent this money on Adomida, and let's not make a fucking claims of that. Let's not hide away for the fact that Adomida's been shite as well. A couple of games he's played. He's not had as much an opportunity.
He's getting near amount of time.
That offside
he needs to start, man.
One thing we actually didn't talk about the Hearts review, the offside for Ida's goal, the third one, which was offside. I think that was very unlucky because if the big man gets that goal, how high is his confidence? And I think if he gets that goal,
that's what I was thinking.
If he gets the goal, right, I think his confidence is already high, just knowing that he can get into the areas and score the goals.
And I think,
look, Hearts might be shite, right? They might be shite, but they're no mugs at the end of the day either. They might be really fucking shite now, but they're still no mugs, right? And I feel like the big man's confidence has got to be high. I'm not changing my starting 11 because I think he will go with that starting. I'm not saying that Ida won't get on because of course he'll get on, right? But I feel like I love Adam Ida as the next person. He's my profile picture on a few places, right? Love him to bits. Actual love him. I love him. Ever since Hibs away last season, love him to bits.
Yeah, but I will say this so, and it's a question to you, right? Out of 10, what do you think's the chances that he will start Ida?
It's a 50-50 for me.
50-50.
I agree. I think my gut says they might just go with Kyogo, but we talk about Slovan Bratislava and how Celtic are the favourites. This is a team who, and I don't want to stereotype teams, you would think Slovan Bratislava are going to have a bit of rough and tumble. You would think there's going to be that. You'd think there's going to be that sort of physicality for them, and it just makes me think that perhaps Adomida would be the option to go with to deal with that physicality. Because with the greatest will with Kyogo, I don't think he's the kind of guy you throw in for a physical battle.
See if Kyogo started taking steroids and go bulky up, he'd be brilliant, wouldn't he?
We'll think about it for a wee second, right? I'm sure the Slovakians are quite big guys. Like see
the Baltic nations, man. They're all known for their big, massive fucking units, man.
You're going to need Ida in there, right, at start the game. And see when you bring on Kyogo, the wee fast nippy cunt to get in behind them and all that. That's the way to go.
People like who is it? Like some of the defenders that came out of there, some fucking defenders. Like that region of the world just breeds absolute quality defenders.
Obviously, man. We've had
Nemanja Vidic,
we had
Siminovic. Like I think Nah, that's maybe a wee bit too far north for that. But I was going to say Guami Albi, that's a wee bit too far. Like some of the Russians are great defenders, and you know, so we can't
even like say Jan Oblak, goalkeeper.
Keepers, man, like they love a good fucking defence. Like the Polish defenders, I know, like some of the good ones we've had early years.
Even you talk about like strikers and that, big Lewandowski.
I know it's a good footballing region of the world, so we need to. I don't think underestimating them the deal again. Just echoing my point.
It's like when Brendan Rodgers said, and I'm going to one more segment after we're done talking about this because we will need to wrap up shortly. Because one more thing to briefly talk about, but like Brendan Rodgers did say in the documentary, it was like the minute you lose discipline, you lose success. And I think that's a very good.
That's not just words for Celtic. That is, I think ultimately that's words for life. That is words for life, and I think Ange was good with psychology with the team, but I think Rodgers is even better.
Brendan Rodgers is a manipulative mastermind.
I didn't know, right, that the man fucking spoke like that. See, if I knew he spoke like that, I would have been all for him.
He's more hands-on involved with the squad. I mean, I could tell it was John Kennedy done the day-to-day stuff at Lennoxtown. Ange kind of took a back seat. So which is
fair enough, because
every manager has a style.
Every manager has a different style. Love Big Ange, we all do. But anything else to talk about?
One more thing to go over, and then we're going to wrap up. There's no questions, is there?
Nah, I don't think so.
Did any of you watch the documentary at all?
I'm only halfway through it.
I've not had a chance
I've only looked to the Motherwell game. The second Motherwell game.
Put it this way, I liked it, but see if I had to pay £13 a month for that, I would be getting off.
What they should do, right? This is what they used to do back in the day, right? They used to bring it out DVDs. Get it out fucking.
No one just a DVD. You put it on a streaming platform.
I get it on fucking Amazon Prime to pay for like a tenner or something.
None of this sort of woke nonsense. Keep your DVDs.
Aye, David, you get the point. Make it accept.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that's woke nonsense.
Mate, I don't want
streaming services are quite good. I like them.
I don't want to sit there. I don't want to sit there for £13 a month just to watch one fucking documentary a season. Like,
I mean, as well. Actually, just a side note before we do actually talk about this. Your tunnel at Celtic Park.
Do you know what?
Nonsense.
No. Actually,
nonsense.
I went to the Ashes. Didn't you know what the script is there? Because I only noticed that.
Just because
I think they're just doing up the stadium.
Just because we've had that tunnel since before we were born.
No, they've had that tunnel since the 20s, mate. That's the same tunnel that McNeil and all that came through and all that.
That's what I'm saying. Because I've got photos of barely 1 month old and that doing the Celtic tours in the tunnels like that.
See the main stand. The main stand has been relatively unchanged since it was built. That was back in the 20s, mate. There was that. Right, this is where like I've took a Celtic tour twice, right? And this is always like so funny to me, right? Do you know the Irish president, right? Because this was back in the day, right? Do you know the president of Ireland, right, gets a free seat at Celtic Park?
Does that surprise you?
No, like no nowadays, but like back in the day, for like I think it was up until the old conflict started in Northern Ireland, they gave the Irish president a seat, and then the only reason that they stopped doing it is because the things that come along with it.
But just on the documentary, what's your kind of takeaways for what you've seen so far and the clips that you've seen?
I've watched it all. So what I will tell you for it is that seeing them once where we were struggling, that team was holding together. They didn't lose it. They didn't even when we were 6 points behind, 5 points behind. They weren't losing discipline. They weren't losing hope. Rodgers kept them in line.
It wasn't just Rodgers.
But even like that, see players like Callum McGregor, Joe Hart, they played massive parts in winning that league title.
I didn't
even like McGregor said it in the actual documentary. Joe Hart was like his lieutenant and just kind of enforcing everything Callum was saying. Callum was getting out there and making sure the players were listening, but Joe Hart is just making sure that it's drilled right into them. He's doing the next part.
To expand on that, Kieran, right? And I'm going to bring up a separate point. Who do you think that is Callum McGregor's lieutenant this season?
Outside shout, or two outside shouts even.
It's going to be Casper.
Casper's got to be in there.
I don't know. I think Jamesy potentially. He's not that vocal, right?
Taylor.
But Jamesy and Taylor would be my two. Forrester, like, he's no vocal, admittedly, but he's been part of the side so long. These fellow players and the people at Celtic look up to him. And then you've got Greg Taylor, who we all have a joke about Taylor and that, but he's actually quite a vocal kind of person, as you've realised. You look at him as this kind of wee, quiet, timid person,
this
he's actually quite...
No, this is why you would, like... Nobody's saying sell, probably Vickers or not, but nobody's saying sell Greg Taylor. We're all saying keep Taylor there, because I think
in the backup, I'd like him.
See, us subconsciously as fans, I think we know that the impact that it does, because he has that closeness with McGregor, so that's maybe what he needs in a guy hammering home his points in that. But
I get what you mean.
Anyway, what I was going to say,
wee Braveheart.
Wee Braveheart. Fucking big Braveheart man, Colin Hendry.
I said brain fart.
Braveheart, fuck it, Braveheart now. What I noticed for it, what I've watched so far is that you don't realise that Callum McGregor's an amalgamation of like two Celtics, I would say. Well, McStay wasn't Celtic's best captain, well, I think success, right? But quality wise, it was we all hear the stories about how great he was, right? We can only... I've always said this since McGregor became captain. I was like, McGregor is our generation's McStay.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like no, he's just a mould of McStay. I'm not saying he's anywhere near the same quality, right? Because McStay was getting offers for Inter Milan and all that, right? As you've all probably heard enough for your Daz and stuff like that. I think he's an amalgamation of Paul McStay, quality-wise, and then Scott Brown as well. I didn't realise how vocal McGregor actually was. I know he's the captain, right, but you have captains that lead by example on the park with a performance, and then you have captains who are vocal. I think Scott Brown was one of the vocal captains, but I feel like it was refreshing to see how McGregor is like a mix of both.
Just hammering him, everything.
He's a die-hard Celtic man.
Yeah, I mean, the only, and I would need to sit down and watch it properly, so I don't want to speak too soon, but the only issue I have with the documentary, for what I've heard about it, and that is it's only I think it only shows, or for what I've heard, it shows what they want you to see. Like, would that have been released had we lost the league? Would that have been released? Would we have seen scenes of Brendan Rodgers and Peter Lawwell having an argument?
Like, no. See what all the rumours that we hear, right? No, do you know how they say?
I feel like we should have like something like Amazon Prime going in.
Oh no, but
St
Johnstone away. Right.
We should have seen the fucking team talk.
I wanted
to see the team talk.
We should have seen that, because Roger said that's the angriest he's ever been. No, we should have seen that.
We should have fucking seen that team talk.
If they ever do a director's cut, I want to watch it.
And I think one or two players were called out then. I feel like suspicion.
I think he said something. It was like, if you don't get the fucking finger out, you're not getting to fuck what right. He said something.
I feel like, you know how, have you ever seen the inside the Newcastle, Arsenal and Tottenham ones on Amazon Prime?
I've seen the Tottenham one.
Clips of them, right? I think like an outside fucking like party should go in there, because there'll be no bias. They'll just show everything.
And
that's what we need.
But
anyway,
you know Celtic will never agree to that.
Oh, they won't, because they've got.
Even
you know why? Because they've got so many skeletons in their closet that they're scared to throw them out.
Aye, they'll show you all these things, these inspirational things, which are great, and you love to see, and you love to see as they will. But you can't just show that for your propaganda.
I want to see the dirty stuff, mate. I don't want to see the shit that the happy clappers for the board want to see. Aye. I want to see that the difficult stuff day to day. Maybe like, I know, looking back at the end of the season, that was a positive result at Ibrox, but like, you've got to at least think that maybe Rodgers did go off his nut, because the team did lose their discipline that day. They lost their discipline late in the game, and that's how we lost the goal.
Yeah, can I just say something, right? See, things I also want to see, right? See if they want to see things for you to see, right? Why are we not getting an interview with Callum McGregor when he's injured and he get his thoughts on it? Like things like that, like just wee small things like that. Times like where players are thinking about when Maida was out, even like that, when, like it's even just a bad dramatic impact where it's just like, boof, like Hatati's injured,
make it fucking make it cinema, make it enjoyable for the audience to watch, because
like, it felt like a whole movie.
It felt like something that your fucking mum and dad would whip up for your full football season when you're 8 years old or something.
I enjoyed it, right, but I can definitely say there's a lot of things I would improve on it.
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say, and this is a genuine question, is did the show after the Hearts game in December?
No.
So it's
It's definitely like fucking bold. No bold propaganda, because we're
no, just be honest, man. Because let's be honest.
What it will be, right, is it'll conform to the fucking happy clappers, and then see your normal fans who want is like are that obsessed with Celtic, will actually see the good, bad, and the ugly. Fucking great film.
And to be fair, just for the record, like we're no slating the good stuff we've seen. We're happy we're seeing.
We're happy.
And it's like
we're all. I think we're all chuffed to it. It's alright. We love that side of it. We also want to see a bit of fucking grit. What is it? Neil, right? Mind the one that Sheffield United done years ago with Neil Warnock.
Aye.
That one, right? How many times did Neil Warnock go absolutely fucking through the players, swearing and everything? That's why we don't get results, because we're in fucking London.
Not exactly.
I want to see shit like that. I want to see Brendan Rodgers getting fucking down and dirty and being have a fucking word with the ref. Oh, like stuff like that.
Aye.
Like, see, if you love football and you love like just the whole game in general, you'll enjoy stuff like that. It's not just. It's called the beautiful game.
Even like, if you want to release a version that like the one that Celtic did, the one you see, and then you'll release something like a director's cut and you go everything that was there.
I said like, and it never happened, but if you did get an outside party, like for example the Amazon one with Spurs of mind, Mourinho and Dele Alli's,
they were sitting fucking arguing.
Do you know what I'd like to see? Like, this isn't the thing with Celtic, and that it'll sound bad, but see when Rangers are in, when they're always in shit, I would like to see like the Sunderland one, if you remember that.
Even the Burnley one, recently a company sitting arguing with fucking who was he arguing with?
It's just a random player. He's just arguing with a random player.
So I think that is the only, because it does sound like a generally good documentary with good moments that show the turning points. Like we've talked about turning points in the podcast.
Don't get me angry.
I think all the turning points should be said.
It does show them, right? But I don't. It says it happened and then it goes away. Like, pretend that never happened. Like,
we lost 2 games in a bounce. Nope. We'll skip to the good times.
I've
no
used a song name yet. I've no referenced a song on the podcast yet, and it's nearly done. So Rizzo kicked. It's like for Celtic, skip to the good bit.
Like, I want to see Brendan Rodgers.
I might start doing my movie references. He wants to do song references. I might just start doing movie references.
I'm doing a mix of both, so best of both worlds. That's why we've got 3 years here.
Fucking Harry met Sally. No, Brendan met Peter.
Brendan met Peter and started taking.
Anyway, boys, if we get anything else that we've missed out this week, we need to go over before we call it a day.
No,
we better. Right, I'll say the last final thing on the Champions League. I know we get sidetracked. I want to see some fucking passing, moving, tempo football in the Champions League.
Right, I tell you, this is a perfect way to end it before we do the outro. Say your line. Give us your line going.
I want to see some fucking passing, moving, tempo.
Hey. Right, on that note, everybody, look, thank you for joining us. I can't believe we're still going. Hopefully this is uploaded. Fingers crossed, should be out either later tonight or tomorrow morning.
That's
enjoy before the game.
And it's on Spaces as well, which is great.
I forgot it's actually on the Twitter Space today.
Did you forget it was on the Twitter Space?
And this, I think, if no complications...
If any complications arise, this will be on YouTube. Let's just hope I'm smart enough to fix it.
So even if you need a wee hand, just give us a message.
Do you know what, actually, I'm going to just take about 30 seconds just before we finish, right, to explain what's actually happened, right. So the programme that we've been using here, I'm not going to say the name, right, but it's basically when it's been saving onto my hard drive, it's no saving properly. That is basically what has happened, and there's absolutely nothing I can do for it. Absolutely nothing I can do. I do apologise for everybody who was expecting an episode 25. If I can maybe get it fixed one day, I'll maybe get it back on the YouTube. But the only way for me to fix it is to maybe go back through and actually fix every single bit, because basically what's happened with the audio, it's scrambled, it's not saved properly, and certain parts of the audio have went and jumped ahead when it's maybe the start, because at the start of the show last week, David gave us an introduction, but that introduction is now about 5-10 minutes into the show, and it just cuts, and it's so weird. So if I can maybe get that fixed one day, I'll try and get it up, but absolutely no promises.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just like to say, obviously we're wrapping this up now. Thank you again for joining us. We're still going. I'm not going to say it now about future plans before Kieran gives me a walking, but just stay with us. Things keep getting better.
Keep the faith, man.
I know I'm saying the only way is up now. As I say, myself and Kieran will be back on Thursday from the houses, so the classic way, the technical era way.
Yes, I will not be. I will not be.
Of course, it'll just be myself and Kieran.
I will tune in. Don't worry. I'm one of the listeners as well. I'm a listener who got lucky.
Represent the podcast in any way, shape or form, but we will be back on Thursday round about 7 or 8 o'clock probably,
something like that.
Yeah, but we'll put an announcement out anyway. We hope you all enjoy the podcast. We hope you all enjoy the game tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and we will speak to you on Thursday. Lads, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much, David.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, it's
enjoy yourselves.
Right, goodbye. Take care.
Take care.